Hello, hello. Hi, Nifty. Thanks for claiming your daily tribute. Let me give you a shout out. Alright. Oh, last seen playing Phasmophobia. Haven't played that game in a long time. Alright, we'll just be doing our dailies, I think, before I sleep. I've been trying to sleep at a relatively normal time for the past few days. Thanks for the shout out. You're welcome. I'll be looking playing Dota too. Alright, good luck with Dota. Let me turn on some BGM. Alright. I feel like I missed my dailies yesterday for the first time in a long time because I went to sleep quite early. Yeah, I think I didn't do my dailies in Genshin yesterday. That doesn't usually happen, but it did. Let me open up my stream preview and my chat on the
Where do we come
tablet.
from? And where are we going?
All right.
Merciless.
You ever listen to the same playlist so many times that your mind just automatically fills in the next song as soon as one song ends? Because I feel like I've listened to this anime lo-fi mix so many times that happens to me.
Merciless.
There's no end to
Like
this.
as soon as the previous song ended, I knew exactly what was gonna play next.
Get to work.
Alright, let's what should we do? I feel like I gotta start exploring more because this exploration thing. Hey, what is this? I think I completed this one, right? Now they added another event. Alright. Ah, yeah, see, I missed my dailies yesterday. That's alright. Okay, let's try to get this done. Exploration. Wait, which regions is this for? Void Sea Outlook, Wave Chaser Plain, and Ashvale Peak. That's not this place. That's here. Okay, let's. I still have to do a lot of the world quests too. Oh my god. Uh, Abyssal Corrosion. What am I supposed to do here? I don't remember what you're supposed to do. Aren't you supposed to like block their attacks somehow? Huh. Um, okay, I think. What is this? I've solved this puzzle. So what do you do after solving this? Ah, I've got no clue. Let me turn up the music a little bit.
Adaptive frost! Yoo-hoo! Show no mercy! Another star goes out!
Your hard work is paying off.
Oh
as
gosh.
expected.
Man, when are they gonna increase the artifact limit? Just make it 3,000 at this point, please. All I ask for. Um, let's go get that first. No, 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 no falling.
I'm tired already.
Okay, now how do we deal with that? Oh, do we need to get your help, little buddy? Hi, Cry. Yeah, I just saw a prompt. Oh, dig. Nice. How's it going? Huh? I have no idea what it's... Okay.
Go on, take them. I'll thank the stars for you later.
Have a good gaming stream. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just gonna do like my dailies before I go to bed. And I hadn't streamed in a few days, so I thought I'll just do them on stream. What's my exploration percent looking like? 61. That's pretty bad. 43. That's really bad. That's a lot of chests. There's one right here.
Not bad. It's all yours.
Oh my god, this is so annoying. There's supposed to be a chest somewhere. Oh, that guy. I think I gotta help that guy. But first... let me check out what's happening here. There's one right there.
Get to work. Extinguish. A little movement. Strike a pose. Annihilate. Power.
Poor guy was frozen the entire time.
A treasure buried in time.
Alright, buddy, what you want? I see.
Your hard work is paying off. As
Did that increase my percentage here? Is it like a vertical split? I thought it was like this and this.
should.
Okay, I see how it is. I see how it is. Whoa, he's got a big so.
Ha! A dash of frosting! Show no mercy! Ha! Ha!
I love raw dogging it with Scarf. Just not even using her. Okay.
Power.
Ha! Ha! Off to the freezer! Yoo-hoo! Get to work! A burst of flavor! Ja! 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 Ha! Ja! Ja!
Thank you for your help. Without you, that might have been the end of us. What do you mean, us? It's just you.
Your hard work is paying off, as it should.
You were fighting like a solo battle against the abyss here, man. Good job surviving. Good job. Good job. Alright, there's a quest here, isn't there? That I've been ignoring for a while. Have I just never been here? There's a chalice there, there's an Oculus there. What? 99 enemies? What the hell?
A dash of frost! Strike a pose! Fulfill our pact!
Am I supposed to like go in here or something?
Paradigm shift! Ha! Ja! Ja! Ha! Surge! Ha! Ha!
Power.
The pinnacle of excellence! Yoo-hoo! Show no mercy! Ja! Annihilate! Ja!
Power.
Ha! Ja! Ja!
Do I need to use these things? Do they do anything? I don't think they do.
Merciless. A little amuse boot. Shower me with praise. Fulfill our pact. Into the void. Ha. Yeah. Surge. Yeah. 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 Ha. Yeah. Ha. Ha. Off to the freezer. Juice on the loose. Yeah.
Didn't realize how low she was.
Show no mercy. Fearless. Ha. Paradigm shift. Ha. Ja. Ja. Ha. Ja. Ja. Annihilate. Ja. Ha. Ja. Yoo-hoo! Time to shine. The pinnacle of excellence. Ha.
Power.
the void! Yeah, ha. Surge! Ha.
Okay, 3 chests.
Treasure buried in time.
Oh my gosh. What do I do about this? Can I just start, you know what? Anything that doesn't have a double crit, I'm just deleting right off the bat. Ah, this one does have a double crit, but it's locked. Still, this is good. Alright, that should be okay for now. I swear to God, if I... Okay. We're good. We are good. What is this? Oh, it's a spin crystal. Okay, what's the percentage looking like? 46? Not bad. Not so bad after all. More chickens.
Strike a pose! Show no mercy! Yeah.
Okay, I should probably pull out my
Power.
not cry team, shouldn't I? The lunar.
Your hard work is paying off, as it should.
That makes a lot of sense. If we're going to be exploring not cry, you better have your not cry team.
Wait. Insulation chamber deployed. Absorption test.
Close your eyes. Goodness, how the world has changed. Might I ask, when did the custom of placing treasure chests in every nook and cranny come into fashion?
It's so sad that they didn't give Columbina the passive of walking on water, because it makes so much sense for her. I mean, she's like the closest thing to a Hydro Archon we have right now. Do I need to kill those two?
Cleanup sequence initiated.
What? What is it? Is it not gonna come down? Is it gonna make me... Alright, alright. I'll do it. I will do it.
Give me a moment to compose my... Yeah.
am I supposed to do here? What's going on with those birds? Hello, Lycia. How you doing? I see. That gives me this. Hello. Will you headbutt that thing for me? Whoops. Come this way, buddy. I was just trying to finish the base for your art, but taking a rest at the moment. All good. Take your time. That did absolutely nothing. Why is it so low? Okay, let's see how dorky I am today. 68% rizz is good. I'm only 40% dorky. I'm only 25% tonight. I mean, makes sense. I'm pretty low energy today. What do I do to cleanse this thing? Only 90% night. Well, it's okay. %94% low withdraw. Oh god. So accurate. Very accurate. Yeah, I suppose it is. You have the rich laugh? What's the rich laugh?
Have you heard the ballad of the treasure chest?
Is it something about the way I laugh? I'm clipping that later. Sure, do it. Anything I do on stream is subject to clipping. What is this thing? Yeah, like the person whose laughs sound like rich, apparently. Okay. I didn't know there was a rich laugh, but okay. Bro, what is this? It's been so long since I unlocked this region. I forgot all of the mechanics for the different puzzles. Because what do you mean this thing's glowing? But okay, wait. I think we need to like slash these things, but how do I slash it? Love stealing kills. Stealing kills in what game? What game do you play? ML? I've never played ML.
Lane.
Defensive mode engaged.
Brace yourselves.
Yo, stop attacking that creature. I played it after quite a while and oh boy, the amount of kills I stole. I see. It was so funny. Yeah, I bet it was for you, but not for the teammates you stole the kills from. Oh, there you go. Now I can do this. I was rage baiting my teammates so bad. Yeah, I could imagine. Thanks for the head pats. Thank you, thank you. Did the steel glasses thing work? Yeah, I think it did, right? Yeah. It's the wild hunt.
Here we go.
Eyeglasses now.
Be silent. Observe.
I will have my revenge, don't you worry. I'll find my replacement glasses in about 5 minutes or so.
Be silent. Observe.
Only a singular chest for all of that trouble.
Perhaps these treasures might be of utility to you on your journey. Please, I insist.
Thanks for the lurk. Hope you have a fun time
Not to be
showing or
sniffed at.
whatever it is you're doing. Prospector's command. Discover new ceiling pillars within the swamp. Observe whether the Kuwaki in that area has any unique characteristics and gather necessary data for future research. Be careful not to alert the Lightkeepers. Wouldn't have that happened here? Oh, we're back here, but I still do not know how to. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Gonna have to go on mute for a bit.
Let us have a modicum of patience for the richness and complexity of humanity. The wanton cruelty of the few is not worth our ire. People ought not be so frightened of ghosts. They are merely talking shadows, chattering away endlessly about their past affairs. He who wishes to peer into the abyss needs simply to wander through Nodcry on a misty night. The march of the wild hunt will be sure to drag him into the darkness. Let us have a modicum of patience for the richness and complexity of humanity. The wanton cruelty of the few is not worth our ire.
Defensive mode engaged.
Let's play!
Be silent. Observe. Not to be sniffed at. Perhaps these treasures might be of utility to you on your journey. Please, I insist.
Here we go.
Be silent. Not to be sniffed at. Perhaps these treasures might be of utility to you on your journey. Please, I insist.
Search. Insulation chamber deployed. Brace yourself.
Observe. Be silent. To dust. He who wishes to peer into the abyss needs simply to wander through Nodcry on a misty night. The march of the wild hunt will be sure to drag him into the darkness. Goodness, how the world has changed.
Yahoo! heard the ballad of the treasure chest? Yeah! 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 Thank Barbados. Wait a minute. Add as. Thank you for Add astro. Wouldn't gliding be faster? Wouldn't gliding be... Brace yourselves!
Observe. Be silent. Do you fear the dark?
A new moon rises. Think you can get away? Ha! Yeah! Whoa. Huh. Time for takeoff.
Close your eyes. Be silent.
Here we go! Yahoo! Brace yourselves. Think you can get away? Surge. Yahoo! Time for takeoff. Three moons converge.
Defensive mode engaged.
Let's play!
Observe. To dust.
Think you can get away? Wayne, a new moon rises. Yeah. Brace yourselves. Time for takeoff. Three moons converge. Whoa. Yahoo! Ha!
Close your eyes. Go get him, Aiden! Light compels you!
Surge.
Cleanup sequence initiated.
While the light shines bright, be gone, shadow of darkness!
lofty wisdom will show us the way!
Installation chamber deployed.
You got this! While the light shines bright, behold the dawn!
Smite to death!
This realm is true. If you ever have it.
The Adeptus arts are most miraculous. But unless one first cultivates the mind before cultivating these arts, all their feats will be like the moon's reflection on water, shattering at the slightest touch. Mathematics is the foundation of all things. If you're interested, I can teach you some arithmetic. First, hold out both your hands. We'll start with the 10 fingers.
Hello, I am back. Sorry. That was a pretty long phone call with my family. Everyone had a lot of updates. But I am back now. Okay, let's do the weeklies.
Loading.
I'll indulge you. I am the moon.
The shackles of purpose break here.
Face me. Foes, be my prey. Nonsense.
Nonsense.
The moon is full. Fate revealed by my side. A worthy opponent.
The
Moments
shackles
of victory.
must
In control.
Easy.
Loading. Worry not. I engraft you new.
Now watch closely. Bow before me. Praise me, world, at my string. Answer my call. Future, reshape. This is my moment. In one strike. Stay behind me.
Let me fix my posture. And by fix my posture, I mean let me slouch even more. Come on, man. It's like 12:30 at night. I'm allowed to lay
Leave it to
back a
me.
little bit.
I engraft you new.
With style and grace. Present your offerings. Entertain me.
for what call?
Taste my resolve.
Welcome back.
Causality over
My
time.
food is still not here. Oh no. It's like that, yeah.
Flawed
Is that all?
Well, when did you order it? How long ago?
blocked.
On you go.
Destroy.
Nonsense. We honor to you, my friend. For Septimont!
Oh no, an hour ago. What does it say on... Oh, it says it's here. Eat well. For a sandwich, wow, oh no. Oh, an hour for a sandwich is crazy. I hope it's worth the wait. I hope it's a good sandwich though. Next time I'll just buy the ingredients and make it myself. Yep. That does sound like a better option. Anyway, this is my new model. I was trying to show you the different like expressions and stuff while I was away. If the sandwich ends up being soggy, I will cry. I hope that's not the case. I hope it's the best sandwich you've ever had. Who's texting me?
At your disposal.
I hope to rule him out for that 1 hour. Yeah. Better be worth it.
In control.
Especially if you're super hungry, then it probably will taste better than it actually is. So maybe that was their game all along.
Struggle.
Maybe they just want.
Roars of conquest.
They know that their sandwich isn't that great, so they may make you hungry by the time it's delivered. So it seems tastier than it actually is because you're just starving. Hi Otter, how you doing? What is that emote? Shark. Just waking up. Good morning. Do you wake up in a fancy mood today? This isn't Valo. No, it isn't. Sorry for letting you down. I literally only play Valo when I'm with friends. You will never see me like solo queuing. It's not worth the... I don't even know what to call it. The pain. I solo a lot. Yeah, I know. You're a stronger man than I am. But I play with friends a lot as well, yeah. It's definitely more fun with friends. I used to play solo when I first started, but then, yeah, I kind of got bored of the... I don't know, I'm like... It's not so much the gameplay that makes me play it, it's just having fun with friends. I mean, the gameplay is fun too. It's like sometimes I'm watching some pro VCT games or something, and it really makes me want to play. So I just boot up the game. I go into the practice range and I spend like 30 minutes in the range just shooting bots. But yeah, solo queuing and dealing with randoms is not my forte. What are these things?
Loading.
Well, I just killed them all. Oh, there's like 4 days left on this. I should probably do this, right?
Worry not.
What is... Okay. Arrow and spectro. Arrow and spectro. Can't use glacial. 4 hours of sleep. I don't know if I want to try sleep more or stay up. You should probably sleep more. You were trying to fix your sleep, weren't you? Trying to get more sleep. What time is it for you right now? I changed my mind on that. No, change your mind back. Almost 9 a.m. I mean, depends what if you've got anything to do. If you don't, I would suggest try to get like at least an hour or two of sleep. Welcome back, Licia. But yeah, if you don't have work or something soon, then probably try to get like an hour more of sleep. Emoted, oh my god. Okay, so this is Electro. I can't use my Augusta team for this. This is also Electro. I can't use my Augusta team for this. Okay, so probably need to use Augusta here. What about this? Havoc and Spectro. Fleur de Lis. Recommended Havoc. What do you recommend? Electro? I don't know. I can't. Your model looks so pretty. Meanwhile, the art looks low-key cute and not pretty. Me with no accuracy. It's okay. Cute is fine too. Cute is good. We can deal with cute. Anatomy makes my brain hurt so much. Whoa, 81% dorky. High roller right here. Okay, let me save Shorekeeper. 89% the qualities of a knight. Those are some high rolls. What did you do while you were away? You went from like 4% to 81%.
Unmatched!
You're basically a different person now.
Photosynthesis, the fruit of evolution.
76% dorky. That's not bad.
Luminous energy.
8 dinner, is that supposed to be? Yeah, I suppose so.
Now watch closely.
69% rizz, 18% night,
Entertain me.
69% rizz is crazy though.
Praise me. Fate in my mark.
66% isn't bad.
The moon is full. Causality overturned.
Conquest begins now. Pathetic struggle.
My mind is too rotten. Yeah, the 69 rizz.
Bloom. The fruit of evolution. Life is in everything.
Love it doing nothing. 13%. So
I'm
you're a
just low in
busybody.
fluids.
Now watch closely. On you go. Face
Big
me.
fat
Fate
lie.
in my mark. The moon is full.
No, you're working on
Causality
your art, aren't you?
overturned.
Fight by
That's
my
not
side.
doing nothing.
All glory. Chrysanthemum.
Thanks for the posture check.
One
I will
strike
set up.
is enough. Invincible.
Oh no, I'm not gonna make
Sing
it this
of
time,
my
am I?
triumph.
Got 16 seconds.
Leave it to
And
me.
it's got like half its HP still.
The fruit of evolution. Bask in the sunlight.
Technically, no, I'm just sitting on my bed and watching you. But aren't you
With
like also
style and grace.
drawing or something? I mean, you were before dinner.
Entertain me. Foes, be my prey. Answer my call. Future. Reshape.
Should I just restart? Sure. I think maybe we need the shorekeeper.
In control.
The fruit of evolution. Huh? Oh,
Yeah, but the base looks okay other than not looking
Life
pretty
is
and
in
looking cute
everything.
instead. That's fine. I don't mind looking cute.
With style and grace. You dare test me. The insolence. Answer my call. You dare test me. The insolence. Future. Reshape.
This is my moment.
If I had to pick, I'd probably pick
For
looking cute or looking pretty.
Roars of conquest stand tall before the eternal sun. One strike is enough. Unmatched.
Oh wait, did it have increased electro res? Is that why I'm doing no damage?
leave it to me.
Rip. I
The
guess
fruit of
that must be it.
Luminous energy.
I'll indulge you. On you go. Taste my resolve.
Yeah, I think it has increased electro res.
Praise me. Fate in my mark. Fate revealed.
Conquest begins now. Pathetic struggle. Rulers rule. Winners
Do
win.
you have extra piercing in your ears?
It ends
You
now.
mean on the model, right? I can zoom into the
Invincible.
model for you. Just give me 1 second to deal with this. I might be able to do it this time.
Fruit of evolution. Bask in the sunlight.
Pretty close. Okay, you can look at my model
Now
now.
watch closely. On you go. Is that all? Answer my call. Face me. Foes, be my prey. Future, reshape.
This is my
No, so close.
roars of conquest.
Okay, let's leave. Yeah, increased electro resistance. So, arrow and spectral. How about? Okay, so what am I gonna use for this? Carlotta, maybe. Then what do I use for this? Okay, let's try this team.
I will be there for everyone as we head toward our shared future, leaving the past behind.
Do they have their weapons? No, she does not. I'll give her this. Let's try this one. Man, I need the aircon. It's so hot. I can also take off my coat if I wanna. Hehe.
Such is their blessing.
Hopefully this helps. Wind howls, unfettered by bounds! Annihilation!
Thanks for watching.
How the heck
Perfect
does it
chord.
freeze me so quick?
Ooh, the pitch is lowered.
Oh my
Now
god.
presenting a
No,
poem
I
of
didn't
finale.
need to do that.
Collapse.
Such is their blessing.
Repent. For silence
This
beckons,
isn't going well.
vexing malice. Tides, rise and crash. Windstorm, sweep all away.
Yeah, I don't think this team is gonna
Purge
cut it
the
either.
impure.
Wind calls, waves follow. The wicked. Hopefully this helps. Wind howls, unfettered by bounds!
Thanks for watching. A perfect chord. Huh. Listen, the trio of destiny.
Perish.
Such is their blessing.
True form, revealed at last.
I love the VA for
Salvation.
Cartithia slash Fleur de Lis. She does such a good job
My blade.
of voicing like two completely
Purge all
different
evil.
types of characters.
The trial isn't over yet. Be gone, wicked souls.
Yeah, but I'm not
Such is
doing
their
a good
blessing.
job at this. Yeah, no, this isn't working. Okay. Let me think about this. Spectro. I could use Jinshi, but I can't use Shoji for this. Do they want me to use him? I don't know how to use him. I do not know how to use him. Should we just try? Wait, let me look up what his best team is, right? Luke, Lua, best team. Luke, Linne, Mornier. I don't have Mornier. Luke, Sanhua, Mornier. I don't have Mornier. Okay then. Linne and Shorekeeper, Sanhua, Shorekeeper. I don't want to use Shorekeeper. Luke, Mornier. What about Luke, Linne, and Sanhua? Does that work? Maybe not. Let me figure out why they're using Linne.
Got a long bucket list. Good thing I've got time to check every box.
Is it her outro? 15% all damage amplification. What about... Yeah, no, I don't think that's gonna work. Food is here, gonna have food. Have good nom noms. Let us know how the sandwich was. Thanks for the lurk. Wait, did it just get here? Did you say it said that it was here like 20 minutes ago? Oh my god. Can we try? Let's see. I mean, I could try this, right?
Hopefully, we'll make new findings.
Sure, let's give you the 5-star. Let's try this team.
Take form. Fluorescent shadows. The fruit of evolution. Oh, life is in everything.
Tear them to pieces. Zapstring. It's our curtain call.
Crush them!
I'll pay it back
Oh,
tenfold.
come on. I gotta stop getting interrupted.
You won't cast me down.
It's really hurting my...
I can't keep going.
Strike as one. Take form. Ha! Oh, stars.
Did
Heed
it
my
interrupt
calling.
my coordinated
Thus
attack
it
too?
ends. Leave it to me. Ha! The fruit of evolution. Huh. Ha. Ha. Life is in everything.
Tear them to pieces. I've had enough. Get lost.
This is not gonna
My
end well, I
field
can
of
already tell.
expertise. It's nothing.
Together we fight. Take form.
Yeah, it's like 3:35 on the timer,
Sacred
and I'm
light.
not even halfway done. This is going horribly. Okay, let's see. I could put Jaji here, but then I really want to save her for the Carlotta team, because I assume those fights will be much harder. Okay, you know what? Let's try the Arrow team again.
I will be there for everyone as we
It's
head toward our
goofy
shared
ass
future,
looking
leaving the
dude.
past behind.
I love him so much.
I am the Tempest! The wicked will face judgment!
Thanks for watching!
Man, he just freezes you in like first attack.
Now presenting a poem of finale. Collapse! Such is their blessing. True form, revealed at last. Vexing malice. Torrents, vexing malice.
Bruh.
Tides, rise and crash. Exonerate. Charge forth with me. Sentence, befall. Sounding the death knell. Windstorm. Sweep all away. Fall.
Wind calls, waves follow. Hopefully this helps. I am the Tempest! The wicked will face judgment!
Oh my god. Bruh.
Thanks for watching. Ta-da! A perfect chord. Let the show begin. Perish. Such is their blessing. Purge the impure. Destroy. Oceans. Bow before me. Salvation. Tides, rise and crash. Furious tides, split the heavens. heavens,
I don't think I have
descend!
time for another
Such is
rotation,
their
right?
blessing.
No, that was so close. So close, so close. Hmm. 30% basic attack. Okay, you know what? They're shelling him so hard, so let me just try. Okay, let me look it up. Hmm. Hmm. Mono Spectro. Let's give this a shot. Wait, did I give Luke the weapon? Uh-oh. I don't know if I gave him his weapon. Ooh, yippee. Hi, JD. Okay, he does have the
The
5-star.
incision
He doesn't
has to be
have
clean.
echoes, does he?
Don't want to mess
Okay,
for
he does have
suturing.
echoes. But these are it's like a random set. Ah, not that great. Let's see if we have better options for this. Crit rate. Oh, this is bad. How's it going, JD? Oh, crit damage. Crit rate. Oh, nice rolls. Basic attack, I think. He likes basic attack. Okay, that was some pretty good rolls. I am good. I just realized both games I wanted to play need update. Oh. Okay, let's look at this. Spectro. Okay, make good rolls again, please. Okay. Good start. Uh, um, okay, not bad. Crit rate, come on, crit rate. No. Is this better than the current one? Yeah, I suppose it is. What do we have here? Basic attack and crit damage. Not good. Not good. Yeah, we're not spending more on that one. Let's try this one. Okay, okay, good start. Okay, great start. Wait. No, come on. Why you gotta be like that? And the one I had is better. Rip. Okay, let's see the cost 1 echoes. Let's start with this one, I guess. Do I have no replacements for that? What the hell? No way. Okay, I guess we're just gambling on this now. Okay, love to see it. Give me crit rate, please. Give me one crit rate, please. Basic attack, not bad. Not bad. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, not bad. But low on ER, isn't he? You know what? We're going in.
Hopefully, we'll
We're
make
just
new
going in. I don't even know how to use him. I don't know his rotations. I should probably look that up. Luke. Linear rotation. Horizon scale. Skill. Intro. MA123. Skill. MA enhanced. You know what? We'll figure it out.
The fruit of evolution. Bask in the sunlight.
Nope, nope, that's not good.
The fruit of evolution. Luminous energy.
Drive safe! Yo, over here. Hut, marked. Whoosh! New look. Hut. Special delivery goes boom! Shake it up.
Immediate procedure.
Oh my god, the lag.
Rise anew. Game over. Blink, and agony ends. My scalpel etches your epitaph. Ash takes form. Gotcha. Step forth, my partner, entombed in daybreak.
Leave it to me. Listen up. The fruit of evolution.
Yeah, I think
Watch out.
my
Bask
other
in the
team was
sunlight.
doing more damage, wasn't it?
Drive safe! That's all you've got? Zip! Marked! One more! Hey, where's the tie a bow? And call that my signature!
Pain relief initiated. Step forth, my partner. Rot resected. Time to a bearable price.
Uh-oh.
A deep incision.
Uh-oh.
Once again, we part.
That's no good. Yeah, no, this isn't gonna work unless I learn his rotations and stuff. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to just... I don't wanna... Wait. What if... Okay, one last shot at this. Let's try another basic attack theme. How about this? Probably not gonna have enough DPS for that. Not without Shorekeeper at least. But I really want to save Shorekeeper.
Let's have fun. The fruit of evolution.
Stay behind me, like frigid depths. Be alert. A change of
Reborn
perception.
from ancient roots. Feed my blossoms, self-deceivers.
Oh, come on. I hate that
Crimson,
so
it's getting
much.
fun.
I hate that so much. I hate that so much. Yeah, no. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's just... Where is she? Should we try her? We could try her. Probably not gonna do well though. But worth a shot. Does she have a weapon? Oh god.
Look, a laser
Lag.
sword.
Wait, was I playing her without her sword? Oh my god, that's... it hurts. It hurts. I was using Camellia without her weapon.
System integration complete.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I don't think I meant
Feathered,
this
come on,
gonna
little one.
do much here, to be honest with you.
Smile.
Sparks, ignite the world. Ha! Break apart. Body damaged.
Oh,
Heroes on. Lights up.
Limelights checked.
Blink. Stress points mapped. Clipped. Down to the deviation. Nothingness. Deconstructed. Hut. Hut. Structural integrity intact.
oh,
Carry on.
dude, you're so annoying, man.
Connection severed. In the blink of an eye. Drive safe. Yo, over here. Wahoo! Okay, where's the fire? Tie a bow and call that my signature. Whirling up. Evil. Come on, little one. Starlight over the seas.
Scorched through the void.
Cannon ammo. Charge. Light wings activated.
Stars shine
Yeah, this
tonight.
isn't going too well, to be honest. That wasn't
From the sky.
good damage at all.
Hey, come on.
Stars, light up tomorrow.
Yeah, this isn't gonna cut it.
The world is mine to guard.
Objective logged.
You know what? I think we can't do this without the Shorekeeper. That's just the simple truth.
Cutting through the number. It hurts.
Yeah, it hurts. Yeah, it does hurt. Doesn't it? Should we just get these over with first? Let's do that, right? Let's put her and her and her. Wait, does Yuno have her weapon or no? You know what? Wait, does it? It does matter, right? Because if Wait a second.
While the moon cycles, I remain the anchor.
No, wait. She should have this. That's so much better. See? I think we can do it now. Maybe?
In control.
Did I just miss that parry window?
In control.
Oh, sucks, man. Sucks to suck. Okay, at least I didn't
Leave it
miss
to
that
me.
one.
The fruit of evolution. Luminous energy.
Okay.
Now watch closely. Ha! On you go.
What do you mean Verena's attacks don't interrupt it? What the hell, man?
Praise me.
You really gonna discriminate like that?
Taste my resolve. Future. Reshape.
Fight by my side. For Septimont! All glory to Septimont! Here! Here! It ends now! Invincible! Here!
Bloom.
Yeah,
of
this isn't going well either.
Life is in everything.
I'll indulge you. On you go. Praise me. Answer my call. Future. Reshape.
Conquest begins now. Barely felt it.
Wane.
In control. Sing of my triumph! Rock stand tall before the eternal sun!
Oh, nope.
Here, my valor
That
never
happened.
fades!
I still feel like this team can do it, you know?
I will not fall.
You just need to be better. It's a skill issue. Dude, what the hell? You know, I was telling that the VA for Fleur-de-Lis and Cartithia did a great job. Apparently she just went live on Twitch like 10 minutes ago. Okay, why am I missing the parry on that? I hate that.
Invincible!
Seriously?
Never back.
The game is just rage baiting me at this point, man.
In control.
It's making me want to rage quit now.
The fruit of evolution.
Ah, so annoying. Holy.
Roars of conquest!
Leave it to me. Grow for me the fruit of ever luminous energy.
I'll indulge you. Taste my resolve. Huh? Face me. Future. Reshape. Conquest begin. Rulers rule. Winners win. Yeah, one strike is enough. Invincible.
I feel like this game might have the most annoying enemies I've ever faced in any video game.
Moment of victory.
Leave it to me. The fruit of evolution. Luminous energy.
I need to build more teams that would include SK. Yeah, Shorekeeper is
closely.
like... I can't do anything without her.
Taste my resolve.
Okay, the sandwich is good. Glad to hear that.
Entertain me.
After
Fate
waiting over
in
an
my
hour
mark.
for it, it better be good.
Future. Reshape. This is all glory to Septimont.
I don't think we're gonna make it. We're like, what, 34 seconds to beat this boss.
Barely felt it. Undying. Barely felt it.
Bloom. Photosynthesis, fruit of evolution. Ha! Bask in the sunlight.
I'll indulge you. On you go. The moon is full.
I know the moment I bring out Shorekeeper, this guy's done, but the thing is, I want to do it without her.
Of glory.
Oh, come on. You can't freeze me like a second before the timer goes down.
My valor never
Yeah. We are cooked. Okay, I guess we're bringing out Shorekeeper. But who do we use then? Should we just stick to this team? But I mean... sure. Let's just do this. If I still can't do it, then like I'm just gonna rage quit.
unmatched.
Usually Shorekeeper is like an
Rectify.
easy like 20% more damage or
Feeling of
something for me.
Pain in war with time. Perish. Yeah.
Now watch closely. I am the moon. Is that all? Answer my call. Face me. Causality? Overturn. Conquest begins now.
Dude, I keep hearing these noises which sound like someone's knocking at my door.
Sing
But it's
of
like-
my triumph.
It's like 1:30 at night.
All glory.
Surely no one's knocking at my door at this time.
It ends now. Invincible.
No, I
Leave it
messed
to
the
me.
window for the...
Stay calm. Yay.
Yeah, I
Loading.
probably need to retry
Astral
this, but
modulation.
I think we should be able to do it with this team.
With style and grace. Answer my call. Entertain me. Fate in my mark. Causality? Overturn. Fight by my side. In one strike. Pathetic struggle. Rulers rule. Winners win! Yeah. My valor never fades!
Vow from the soul. Hey, loading. Diminish. I engraft you new.
Now watch closely. Bow before me. Nonsense. World, at my... Taste my resolve.
Okay. Shorekeeper is so OP. Like even with less than perfect rotations. I just got it first try with her. God, these enemies are so annoying. They just split up
Loading.
right at the beginning.
Astral modulation. Hey.
With style and grace. Yeah. Ha. The moon is full. Praise me. Fate reveals. This is my moment. Stand tall before the
I
eternal
don't think I should have
sun.
done that.
One strike is enough.
Oh. Wait, did they change that behavior? Did they make it so that enemies spawn while time is stopped by Augusta? Because that's really good.
Oath from the heart. Loading.
I think when she first released, it was like, if you used her
roar
ult
with time.
right as one wave was about to end,
I'll
it would just
indulge you.
waste the nuke
On you
damage because the next wave wouldn't spawn until
go. Answer
the
my
time
call.
stop ended. And it was
Praise
just
me.
so much DPS lost.
Future. Reshape. Conquest begin. Barely felt it. In one strike. All glory to Septimont. My valor never fades.
I'm not doing a lot of damage with her though. Oh, it's because, yeah, the enemies have electro res, right?
Ordained. Loading.
That makes sense.
I engraft you new.
With style and grace. The moon is
Makes a
full.
lot of sense.
Face me. Fate revealed.
Yeah. But now we've used up Shorekeeper. So now what do we do? Okay, damage increase, attribute, fusion burst. Do they want me to use? I don't want to use iMeth. Oh. Is my iMeth even in like the fusion burst mode, or is she in? Do I need to? Sure, let's do this. Do I not have a better weapon for you? Crit rate. Let me look at Jisa weapon. rankings. Just a weapon. Okay, it's getting cold now. Best weapons. Lustrous Razor is apparently the second best. Really? Surely not, right? Let me see. Where's like that one website? Futhering Lab, is that it? Yeah, I think that's the one that shows you. Okay. Let's try this. Sure. I feel like she probably needs
Scissors at the ready.
It's fine. It's fine. This isn't gonna go well. I haven't
System
really
integration complete.
built any of the La Heroic characters properly. So like it's gonna be scuffed as hell.
Come on, little one. From the sky.
And I mean, forget build, I don't even know their rotations.
Stars, light up tomorrow.
I kinda just lost interest in
Eclipse.
Souls sing in harmony.
looking up
To
guides and
Savior's
stuff on how to
victory!
build new characters because it's just so many new characters
The
across
world
both
is
the
mine
gacha
to
games.
guard.
Objective logged.
Dismantle. Come. Meet your end. Huh. Structural collapse. Cutting through the numbers. Huh. In the blink of an eye. Drive safe. Shake it up. Check this out. Zip. Woo. Whoosh. Hey, where's the fire? Tie a bow and call that my signature. Whirling up. Evil repels. Smile.
System integration. Ignite the world.
Meltdown.
Cluster cannon ready.
The savior rises. Starlight over the seas.
Scorch through the void.
Ha!
Light arc.
Light show of the finale. Fire!
Order confirmed.
Lifeline plucked. Eye of unraveling. A pivotal moment. Huh? This ends here. Connection severed. In the blink of an eye. Drive safe! Yo, over here. Zip! Marked! Ha! Hey, where's the fire? Don't blink! You'll miss the best part! Hut! Whirling up! Come on, little
System
one.
integration
Fly high!
Truth. Reach the cosmos. Crash. Body limit unlocked.
The savior rises. Blade cleaves the night.
Herald purged in light. Ha! Recalibrating.
Ah, thundering Mathis.
Heroes on! Lights up!
Limelights checked.
In like 25 seconds? Yeah, that's
Come.
not happening, buddy.
Meet your end!
No, wait. Don't we have more time for these? Yeah, we do have more time for these
Break apart!
extra floors.
In the blink of an eye. Drive safe! Check this out. Woohoo! Woo! One more! Ha! Ha!
This might be happening.
Special delivery! Go!
Might.
boom! Ha ha! Whirling up! Come on, little one! Come on!
Stars, light up tomorrow. System integration. Pierce through. Light wings activated.
Stars shine tonight!
Oh no, that was
Soul
not even a
singing
crit,
harmony?
man. I
To
needed
the
a crit.
Savior's victory!
I need all the crits. Yeah, it's not happening
Light show of the
anymore.
finale! Fire!
Order confirmed.
Blink. Nothingness. Deconstructed. Structural
My
collapse.
bad.
Cutting through the numbers.
My bad for not critting, I guess.
Drive safe. That's all you've got? Huh? Whoosh. Need a ride, sweetheart? Tie a bow.
You know what, I'm
and
just gonna
call
complete
that my signature.
this.
Whirling up. Come on, little one. Hup. Fly high.
Truth, reach the cosmos. Crash body limit unlocked.
The savior rises.
Sure. Sure. See back there, if I had Shorekeeper, I easily complete that. But
System
again, I
integration
don't
complete.
have her.
Feathered blade cleaves the night.
Herald, purged in light. Projection node.
Smile.
Sparks, ignite the world. Starfall.
Dead center locked. A pivotal moment.
Moment.
Break apart. In the blink of an eye. Drive safe. Name your color. Yo, over here. Woohoo! One more. Need a ride, sweetheart? Don't blink. You'll miss the best part.
The form of mech. System integration complete. Projection node.
Rin.
Body limit unlocked.
The savior rises. Starlight over the seas.
Scorch through the void. Light arc.
The world is mine to guard.
Objective logged.
Huh? Huh? Deviation correct. Come. Meet your end. Huh? Huh? Break apart. Huh? Drive safe. Yo, over here. Zip. Marked. One more. Ha! Don't blink. You'll miss the best.
There's gonna be another enemy in this,
I call
isn't
the
it?
shots. Whirling up. Come on.
Stars, light up tomorrow. Cluster cannon ready.
The savior rises. Soul sing in harmony.
To the Savior's victory! Solar flare. Light arc.
Light show of the finale. Fire.
Order confirmed.
Blink. Nothingness. Deconstructed. This ends here. The cut's not structural integrity intact. Carry on.
No way.
Drive safe.
It interrupted my combo.
Need a ride, sweetheart? Special delivery goes boom! Whirling up! Evil repelled. Fly high!
Truth, reach the cosmos. Ha! Pierce through. Light wings activated.
Stars shine tonight. Blade cleaves the night.
Heralds purged in light. Ha! End blow. Ha!
Heroes on. Lights up.
Limelights.
Lifeline
checked.
plucked. Huh? Excised in a breath. Structural collapse. Huh? Cutting through the numbers. A pivotal moment. In the blink of an eye. Drive safe! I'm just getting started. Check this out. Woo! Hey, where's the tie a bow and call that my signature? Whirling up. Come on, little one. Hup. Smile.
Sparks, ignite the world. System integration complete. Crash body limit unlocked.
The savior rises. Starlight over the seas.
Scorch through the void. Break apart.
Light show of the finale. Fire!
Order confirmed.
That was so sad. Okay. Lord Delis have a rizz for. You know what? I never even built my Frolova Cantarella team. I've been so lazy with builds in this game. You know what? I know exactly who to use. One of the last characters that I properly built. Carlotta is pretty good still.
Improvise. Still recognize me? Photosynthesis, the fruit of evolution. Luminous energy. Into the painting. Witness the art's true form. Yeah. A new technique. My compliments. Surrender. Found your weak spot. You will yield. Victory favors me.
Wind's breath.
A new era awaits. Still recognize me. Me. Growth of fruit of evolution. Luminous energy. Into the painting. Yeah. Ink drops. Yeah. Art unveiled. A new technique. My compliments. Brilliance lights the way. The world is mine. Yeah.
Wind's breath.
In the name of the Montellis. Still recognize me? The fruit of evolution. Bask in the sunlight. Into the painting. Yeah. Witness the art's true form. A new technique. My compliments. The stage is set.
think we should still be good with this. Maybe. There are like 2 waves though.
Improvise. Still recognize me? The fruit of evolution. Life is in everything. Into the painting. Yeah. Yeah. Art unveiled. A new technique. My compliments. Brilliance lights the way. Victory favors me.
Hello, Jay.
Masterpiece complete. Hush.
Thanks for the bits. How's your day going?
Still recognize me. Listen up. The fruit of evolution.
It must be about eating
Life
for
is
you,
in
right?
everything.
Like maybe 5 or 6-ish.
Into the painting. Yeah.
My day is going well. Good to know.
Yeah.
5:52.
Capture the
Nice.
spark. A new technique. My compliments. Running won't save you. The stage is set. The world is mine. Surrender. Is that it? In the name of the Montellis.
I don't think
An
we're
eye
gonna
for
get
an eye.
3 stars here, are we?
The fruit of evolution.
33 seconds.
Bask in the sunlight. Into the painting. Yeah. Art unveiled.
We gotta
A
hit
new
the perfect
technique.
rotations. Oh no,
My
that was not
compliments.
perfect at all.
Improvise. You will yield. Victory favors me.
Yeah, this
A
isn't
new
gonna
era
work.
awaits. Take this. Still recognize
Leave it to me.
I can use some fertilizer. The fruit of
I'm
evolution.
not gonna restart just yet because I don't think I need to.
I can use some fertilizer. Luminous energy. Into the painting. Yeah. Witness the art's true form. A new technique. My compliments. Brilliance lights the way. Glory demands more.
Alright. Yeah, I think we got 33 stars. That's good enough for me. Okay, let me first of all give you a shout out. And add you to my supermarket together. Yeah, I saw you stream like 2 days ago, 3 days ago. And it was like 2 a.m. for me when you streamed. And normally I'm awake that late, like it is around 2 a.m. right now. But for the past couple of days, I've been going to sleep quite early. I'll probably go to sleep right now too, once we do this. Just my amazing streaming where I forgot to set OBS. Really? And what happened? wasn't like audio issues and stuff.
Perfect.
Okay, I think we're done with the dailies and the weeklies and not yet. Audio, yeah, basically forgot to change the voice thing so you couldn't hear anyone from my POV. Oh no. You mean like your Discord stuff was muted on OBS, so bug fix concerning resonator Sigrika. Was like that for an hour. Yeah, it happens sometimes, even I do that. Until like a viewer comes along and points it out. Sometimes you miss those things. We have resolved through hotfix a combat anomaly that could occur when resonator Sigrika cast 40 circuit. Learn my true name. Okay, thank you for the free astrite. Okay, I think... Should I just end there? Do I have anything else to do? Let me check the events. Oh yeah, I forgot to claim this. I'll do that later. 35 days on this, so I'll procrastinate more. 18 days. 4 days. We could do this tomorrow. Let me just position myself there so I remember. Gotta love procrastination, yeah. Especially on stuff like this, which is like recurring events. They keep doing the same thing like every month or so. So I'm like, I'll just do it on the last week. I know some people who like to do it as soon as it resets, but I'm like the other way around. I like to do it just a few days before it resets. All right. I think we will end it there. Why can't I zoom in? Let me... Huh? Oh, there you go. This is like the Wuwa version of Miku with the twin tails. Those would be like really impressive moves if someone could actually do them. Like, I suppose there are like gymnasts who do similar movements with like hoops and stuff. Obviously not like completely floating, but close enough. Like spinning hoops around their feet and stuff. Yeah, it probably takes a lot of practice. But yeah, I think I will end there. Let me move over to my chatting screen. All right, everyone. Oh, hi. Sexy man. Hi, you. I was just about to end. Hello. I wanna give you a big fat kiss. Oh no, I lost tracking there. I was laughing so hard I lost tracking. So cute. Yeah. I like doing that. I like doing this with the heart eyes. Where's the blush? Is it this? Yeah, there you go. Anyway, my Pokey. Yu is losing it. How did you like my alternate outfit, by the way? I don't care if you're straight. Oh god. But I laugh too hard at Rose's tracking because like lean back. It loses my I am going crazy. Okay, I should probably end stream before you loses it. Good night, everyone. Don't end. I wanna sip. Show me the full other outfit. Um, are you sure about that? Should I show it on stream? I don't know if I should. Um, okay, only for a second though. Mm, let me hide this. Huh. I'm gonna screenshot this. Oh no. Um, hello there. How's it going? All right, that's enough of that. I think my nose is bleeding. No, more. No, I don't think your body can handle more. I want to peek. Uh, oh god. All right. Let me cover up. I'm feeling a bit. I'm feeling the eyes on me. What is that? What is that slutty waist for? Oops. My glasses got stolen. I have my eyes on you. Do you? I'm angry now. Well, all over you. Hmm. Don't tell Rocky this. He's gonna call me a boy. Uh, he's gonna do that anyway, isn't he? I don't need to tell him. Is he wrong? Is he? Is he? No, but he's gonna do it more. And he's gonna have more receipts. Yeah, I suppose he is. Gotta be careful how you behave. I am so tops. Uh-huh. I have big top energy. Hmm. How about before I end, I sing a song? But what song? Hmm. Mm, New model and singing. Okay, pick from one of the songs. Oh, thanks for the daily check-in. You guys pick from one of the songs in this list. Preferably not a very loud one because it's like 2 a.m. Preferably something softer side. A whole new world, sure. Hmm. Um. Let me find a backing track for that. Oh no, ads. Let me snooze the ads. Um. Let me turn this music off. Let me see what the levels are like on this. It's a bit loud. Let me turn the volume down. That should be good. Maybe a little up. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, a whole new world. I'll just probably sing like the first verse. I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under on a magic carpet ride, a whole new world. A new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. A whole new world. A dazzling place I never knew. But when I'm way up here, it's crystal clear. that now I'm in a whole new world with you. Unbelievable sights, indescribable feelings, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an endless diamond sky. A whole new world, don't you dare close your eyes. 100,000 things to see. I'm like a shooting star, I've come so far. I can't go back to where I used to be. New horizons to pursue. I'll chase them anywhere. There's time to spare. Let me share this whole new world with you. A whole new world. That's where we'll be. A thrilling chase, a wondrous place for you and me. Let's go. Thanks for the headpads, Hannah. Yeah. I love this pose so much. Thanks for the hydrate. Yes, I will. All right. Stole my glasses again. Let me turn the BGM back on. And oh wait, there's also this. I don't know if this works. I just added it yesterday. I haven't tested it. Let's try this. Wait, why can't I? Um, my own pinned messages preventing me from. Okay, yeah. Does this work? Oh yeah, it does. Now I I don't even know how many zeros that is. Okay, I should definitely end now. Bye bye. No. What do you want me to do? Are you gonna raid? Sure, let's raid someone. Who should we raid? Do you guys have any suggestions? Give it to me. Your suggestions. Rory is streaming. Who adds? Oops. OQ? Yeah, we can raid OQ. It's playing Roblox. Yeah, I know him. Know him as in like acquaintance. Like, yeah, I've been part of raids into his channel kind of deal. Yeah, let's raid OQ then. Oh, he's on BRB right now. BRB gooning. His pinned message is BRB gooning. We can wait a little bit. He's been live for like 8 hours though. I don't wanna, like, I don't know if he wants to take a rest or something. Because sometimes when you raid it, people feel obligated to stay for a bit longer, even if they were planning to end. I got someone else if you like. Yeah, sure. Almost Saxton. Let me look him up. He's playing Valorant. Yeah, we can raid him. My glasses reset does not seem to be working. I need to do it manually. I'll look into that later. He's the guy I was talking about, the purple dude I was. Okay, let's raid him. Start raid. Raid message should be this. All right, let's go raid out. Have a good night or good evening or good day wherever you are. And yeah, I love you all very much. Bye bye.